So before a week ago, I'd never read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiosaki, which is kind of embarrassing, saying that for the past 3 years, I've been seeing things about top financial books that you should read, and I finally got around to it in 2021. It was alright. What's up guys, my name is Mateo Hall. This is gonna be a little bit more of a casual video. I just finished reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, so I wanted to give you guys an overview of kind of what it was. This isn't necessarily a summary, but it was what I thought about the book. So for those of you that don't know, Robert Kiosaki is an entrepreneur that is worth around probably $100 million by this point. He published the book Rich Dad Poor Dad back in the late 1990s about his journey kind of growing up and how he learned from his rich dad and his poor dad and the two different paths that led him on. The book opens up telling about how he has a very well-educated dad that works for the government and, you know, he stays with his standard 9-to-5 job, but he also has his rich dad that has owned several businesses and knows how to make money work for him. The main two differences is that his poor dad, or his birth father, doesn't really know how to handle money or the financial situation that he's in, versus his rich dad that owns businesses and knows how to make money work for him. He says that he doesn't work for money, he makes money work for him instead. Which, like, right, that's all well and good. That's kind of what I'm teaching you guys on this channel, is how to be smart with your money and how to actually balance your education versus your finances properly. I gave the example several times in there that it was like a pseudo Dave Ramsey approach where you have to be smart with debt, but he was really against credit cards and housing as an investment. But then he also went back on that, saying that a house is a liability, but it's also an investment. I think he was trying to fit a lot of information into a relatively small book and kind of failed on that front. I guess what I'm trying to say is Rich Dad Poor Dad as a book is something that you should probably read if you're just starting to get into finance. I really didn't learn anything from it. It was about 3.5 hours that I listened to on YouTube. I listened to it on 1.5 times speed, so it was closer to about 2.5 hours, but check the description down below. There's gonna be a link to all of the different finance books that I end up reading this year. But don't get me wrong, it's not a bad book. It's definitely inspiring and inspirational to someone that would just now be getting into finance, but someone that's been in the space for quite a while. I mean, I've been watching videos and reading stuff for the past 3 years. It just didn't really help me at all. So I would say if this is some of your first videos that you've seen from me, I would definitely recommend that you read Rich Dad Poor Dad. It would be a great resource. But if you've been watching videos for a while now, if you're really continuing your financial journey as opposed to getting started on it, it's not really that useful. There's a lot of great information in the book, but nothing really revolutionary that I had to take a step back and be like, oh my gosh, how could I not realize this? How have I missed this my entire life? I guess that the only thing that would be kind of give or take in there was when he started talking about your house as being a liability as opposed to what I still think of it as an asset. And to that, I would say again that I understand where he's going, but in the book, I don't think he had enough time to really go into detail about it. Rich Dad, as well as Robert Kiosaki, both say that your house is a liability because that's just money that you're putting in towards something and all these payments, and you don't really get anything out of it. And I would say to that, yes, your house might be a liability, but housing is an investment. He said that a house is not an investment because that's where you live. He kind of danced around this by saying that he was giving out the loans that people are using as rental properties. It's really a gray area that I'm not sure I really agree with Robert on. Heck, what do I know? I'm an 18-year-old that's worth about $15,000 while he's worth $100 million, so maybe there's something I'm missing there. I would have loved to hear a lot more about his struggles in starting in business as opposed to him growing up and learning the philosophy of business throughout this book. That, I think, would have made it, honestly, a lot better. But alas, he doesn't do that. He covers the basics of what's needed when you're starting your financial journey. He at one point throughout the book name drops The Richest Man in Babylon, which might be one of my next read. I'm gonna take a week off of reading a personal development book and probably read the first book in the Harry Potter series next week. But the week after that, I'll probably be reading The Richest Man in Babylon. And if you guys like this type of comment, then leave a like and a comment down below so I know whether or not you want me to keep making these videos of the books that I read, because I'm going to be reading them anyway, so I don't want to know if it's providing any use to you and something that benefits for you guys, because I'm really just trying to help you as much as I can through continuing my financial journey that honestly we're going on together. I want to share as many resources as absolutely possible with you guys. So if you made it this far into the video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what other books you want me to kind of review after reading. Again, I'm not really going to be giving summaries of them because that's just not my style. Unless you guys really want to, I could give you guys some spark notes of it. I'm going to be reading my 52 books this year, so if I'm going to be doing it anyway, I want to be making sure that I can create a resource for you guys to see. And if you've made it this far and you haven't already checked the description to get your free stocks, what are you doing? There's gonna be a Robinhood link down there. So just for signing up for the platform, you can get an entirely free stock and deposit $100 on Webull, and you can get several free stocks. That, not to mention, start building your credit, investing in real estate by signing up for Discover. You get a free $50 credit just for signing up for one of their cards. So I'll see you guys next time when we probably talk about cryptocurrency and why I'm staying away from it for now. Really like, comment, and subscribe, because I will see you next time when we continue our financial journeys.